Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. We're here in Go Forest on Thursday night in California time to continue to study Master YongHua's Chanchi instructions. So far, we've been, last night we started talking about Master Tan Hui, the one of the eminent disciples of Master Tawang. I learned a lot last night. Okay, let's continue, please. He's the perfect monk, handsome, good-looking, have a great master. Everything came to him so easily. I'm envious. Let's continue here, please.
很多里面，我要和我师父比呀，就好像一滴水和这个江海来比一样。
If I were to compare with my master, it would be like a drop of water compared to the vastness of the ocean. How can I possibly compare to my master? He said in this way.
弘扬佛法当时在这个经典
He had a lot of affinities in Jingzhou, where he was propagating Buddha Dharma back then. He passed away at Shangming Monastery in Jingzhou.
在没圆寂之前呢，在吃饭的时候，吃中饭的时候，他就对大家讲。
Before his passing, at mealtime, during lunch, he spoke to everyone and said, 大家告辞啦，I want to bid farewell to all of you. It's time to say goodbye.
吃完饭，他把这个回到房里头就是右膝晃。
After finishing the meal, he returned to his room and transformed while lying on his right side. Lying on his side, he passed away. When he passed away, he was already 73 years old.
他做的有立本论，有9篇立本论，又有这个60指归12条。
Among his works are Discourse on Establishing the Foundation, consisting of 9 chapters, as well as the 12 verses of The Ultimate Meaning of the 6 Consciousnesses. All of which have been disseminated throughout the world.
Okay, very good. Thank you. That's DTT has a question.
아미타부 마스터와 마스터지의 많은 도움 덕분에 단식을 잘 마칠 수 있었습니다. 마스터께서 주셨던 지침인 GCR과 보문품 독송까지 매일매일 빠지지 않고 하면서 끝까지 잘 마칠 수 있었습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Master and Master Z. Because of you, I could finish fasting today. And doing GCR and Bumanping also is all because of you. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations. How many days was that?
7 days.
7 days. Oh, very good. You look very nice. Okay, congratulations. All right. Good job. Yeah. All right. Anyone would like to? Anyone has anything to say to her? No? Okay. Okay, going back to Master Tan Hui's story. And so they asked Master Tan Hui, he was asked about how he would compare against his own master, Master Tao An, and he said that did we go over this? I don't remember this. Internally, he says, I don't know that Neihang is his expertise. His expertise I have, whether his expertise is any as deep or shallow, I have no clues. So I have no idea at all. As far as, what he's capable of inside, that only he knows, meaning that Master Tan Hui was not skilled enough to see his master. And as far as from what can be observed outside, he said that he witnessed and heard of many auspicious responses and shooting, 灵验, and premonition. What is 灵验? 很多灵验的事情，很多灵验事情。I don't know where premonitions come from, but 灵验 is very, very efficacious, very auspicious experiences from the people around him, his disciples and the people who encountered him. Okay? Premonition, Chinese-speaking people. Is there premonition here? No premonition, right? Okay, no premonition. Just it says 灵验的事情. So there, he heard a lot of stories about very efficacious experiences that occurred with his master. Yes.
It's more that maybe he said something as premonition and then it was confirmed. So 叫做灵验的意思 meaning that he had insights, he had like spiritual insights of what's going on, and then they were always confirmed. That's why people said 很灵验.
That's what they say when they use the word 灵验 in that sense, where he said tomorrow is going to rain, and actually it rains tomorrow. That kind of thing. Okay, very good. So he said, and not just premonition, but also in terms of whatever he proclaimed is also it was so accurate. Okay, very good. So of course that means that Master Tao An, according to Master Tan Hui, had wisdom, has real wisdom. If I were to compare with my master, it would be like a drop of water compared to the vastness of the ocean. He says, I'm absolutely no comparison to him at all. So you see, he really, really admired his master. This is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And it reminds me of how many people also were in awe of Master Hsuan, and they really idolize him just like I do. Okay, how can I possibly compare to my master? He said in this way. So he says, "I'm, of course, I'm no match for him." And apparently, he had a lot of people in Jingzhou, living beings in Jingzhou there. He had a lot of affinities with them, meaning that a lot of them came to support him, to study, and benefited from his being there. And that's why he focused on his propagation, Dharma propagation. Jingzhou is probably a small area, I'd say, huh? Anyway, he passed away at Shangming Monastery in Jingzhou. So Yuanji. So passed away, the Chinese word is Yuanji, Yuanji. So Yuan is perfected stillness. Okay, it's not just passing away, but this is a very respectful and complimentary way of saying about monk's death. Yuan is perfect stillness, meaning that he entered stillness. Stillness refers to nirvana. Okay, so this is a polite Buddhist term to describe a monk's virtuous monk's passing away. 圆寂了. Okay, so he perfected stillness, not passed away. Okay, this is a very respectful term. Pass away is for ordinary people, ordinary monks, but for this monk here, he 圆寂. Yuan here is perfection, so he's really high up there. Before his passing, at mealtime, during lunch, he spoke to everyone. See, he spoke Dharma to his people too during lunch. It's not only reserved for during its lecture time, but also apparently he's spending time at eating with his disciples, his people. That was also the time he taught them as well. And he said, I want to bid farewell to all of you. This is very nicely said in English. Bid farewell, so formal. I bid you farewell. Adieu, adieu in French. I bid you farewell, and it's time to say adieu. It's time to say goodbye, everyone. I'm going to miss you. And that's very American. Chinese is much more adorned. I'm going to bid you farewell. And after finishing the meal, he returned to his room and transformed and 化了, okay. And so he returned his room, okay. And after running on the assault bike for half an hour, he lie down to take a break, and on his right side. And this is one of the 4 compartments of the monk. When you sleep, when you lie down, you lie on your right side, and you use your right hand as your pillow, and then you you put the arm, the left arm like this, and you lie, because you lie like a bow. So this is what he did. So you see, he's very, very proper. He observes the Vinaya and rules and regulations very, very proper. So that's what he did. That's how he passed away. So every single move he did, that's why he's so revered and respected, was according to the rules and regulations. It's so cool. And Hua Le, explain to me Hua Le in Chinese. It's not transformed.
It's kind of transformed,
Transformed
disappeared, or transformed.
Transformed into what? In thin air?
It's a kind of abstract way, like a nice way to describe somebody disappearing.
Hua Le. Vietnamese. I can't think of why you would say transform. That's why I'm trying to understand the Chinese style of talking. Transformed. He's transformed what? His soul? Hua. Transform what? Why do you Chinese people use the word Hua? I'm trying to understand it. Okay? When the Chinese say the word Hua, there's a meaning, there's a message behind it, which I don't get. That's why I ask. Okay?
Like change into, transform. It's left out the details, kind of. I think normally the terminology or Hua must have been used somewhere, and then it became commonly known as referring to somebody passing away. That's why That's why we understood it that way, because it's commonly understood.
Yeah, because in Vietnamese, I used to hang around with Vietnamese more often. And when I remember one of my acquaintances, when he's about to kill an animal, and he said, I'm going to Hoa Kip. So that's why the Hoa stuck in my mind. You know, Hoa Kip, and what it does it mean in Chinese? Kip is, like Hoa is Hoa in Vietnamese. Hoa Kip is Đáng Kip. What's Đáng Kip? Hổ gai à? Mày chết đáng kiếp, something like you die and you deserve it. So I kill you and you deserve it, that kind of thing. So that's why the Hoa here is the same Hoa. Okay. Anyway, yes sir, 6.
Here in Chinese lexicon, dictionary says in religion, Hua means die, and it Zuo Hua, die in a sitting posture.
What Hua là đó?
Hua means forethorn.
Is to die.
Yes, to die in religion matters.
Oh, in Chinese.
In Chinese. And
wow, how come the Chinese don't know that? I mean, excuse me. How come the Taiwanese don't know that?
Yeah, Chen is saying that 神仙作画 is also one way to describe.
神仙作画。神 is spirits, right? 仙。
和尚死了叫圆寂，道士死了叫羽化。So they're always 羽化。
羽。
Feather.
Oh, 羽化。Oh, don't complicate.
So
don't make
it's
it worse.
Hua is always being used and referring to somebody. Nice
Die.
way of referring to somebody die, and then I don't know. In my mind, it's like you disappeared.
You disappear. And so Vietnamese like, I'm going to kill you. Just kidding. Okay, so he died. Let's not make a big deal out of this. Okay? And Wang Sheng. Okay, so now he's passed away. Okay. When he passed away, he was 73 years old. That's very old at those times. Average lifespan, I say, were a lot shorter. Yeah. So he had everything, good looks, good luck, good teacher, good long life. Among his works are discourse on establishing the foundation, 立本论, of 9 chapters, as well as 12 verses of the ultimate meaning of the 6 consciousnesses. What happened to the 8th, the total 8 consciousnesses? Okay, so and so he wrote a shastra because of his erudition. He's very knowledgeable about the Buddhist sutras and shastras. Therefore, he wrote a discourse on 立本, establishing the foundation. Okay, that's still circulating. Ultimate issue 止归. Is this a proper way? I thought it's 威仪的威, not this 威仪的威. Can someone double check, please? Because this way here is not doesn't mean 以归, 止归, 止归, 归 should be 规矩的规, not 皈依的规. Okay, I'm just curious. Okay, I'm learning Chinese too, try to impress you. Okay, and so he apparently he feels very confident, so he wrote shastras. Shastras are actually the works on bodhisattvas. So for him to write a shastra is pretty impressive. Very confident monk. And it's still circulating throughout the world. It's still, and circulated throughout the world, I mean, not still. Was widespread, widely circulated back then. All right, so that's the end of Master Tan Hui's story. Any questions and comments? Okay, very good. And now we move on to the next section. Is having a conversation for 5 minutes, okay, and then it's called Cantonese, okay. One thing.
So we're gonna hear the 5-minute conversation.
The what?
So we're going to hear the 5 minutes conversation.
Oh, we're gonna hear the 5-minute conversation. Before that, can I make an apology? Last night I mentioned Sima Yi. I was confused about him with another eminent Chinese person. The story about the race between the horse racing between the king and his nobleman. I messed up the timing and the name, but only because I'm not Chinese. And the Chinese were laughing, so I'm glad they have a good time. But the story is fantastic. I want to remind you that it's so wonderful to be able to read these famous people's stories in history, and it was very inspirational for me personally, and it helped me have aspirations to do things, important things in my life, than simply just living. Okay, and so, so I apologize to the people for my inaccuracy. It's unintentional. It's just my ignorance. But if I would recommend it, that you have a chance, especially if you're able, your Asian culture, don't ignore that. We Asians have very, very wonderful historical figures that were outstanding people. All right, go ahead. Let's play the tape.
5分钟前 边上就唱不去。开虚了，我们话讲开虚了。那个第四
If they ever was just back and back for 5 minutes, we opened up the marketplace out there. Nice to take a one time. Let's see, you're finding this time is full. 오늘 밤청년在做在旁边有一座大山，
跟佛教教育，同时释迦牟尼佛开悟。那么佛教徒每一个道理都要庆祝和开悟纪念日。纪念日又有什么用处呢？为什么要纪念呢？这个纪念的意思，也就是令我们后要发心小释迦牟尼佛这种伟大的行为，伟大的志愿，伟大的精神，伟大的功能，伟大的成就。那么也是个人，释迦牟尼佛也是个人。释迦牟尼佛是已成的佛，咱们是没有成的佛。咱们没有成的佛，应该消极进展，不要自暴自弃，不要认为自己不可以成。只要你肯发心，肯修行，你能用过，你有。为什么我们现在没有成？就因为俺们没有把一切看破放下，所以才得不到自在。咱们纪念释迦牟尼佛开悟，但是佛教主要的要发伟大的愿，要发伟大的修行心，要发伟大的成就心，要发伟大的慈悲心，要发伟大的利众生心，要发永远亲近三宝的心，要发永远亲近善知识的心。所以咱们所有
Yeah, that's what he's talking about here. Okay, let's go through reading. It's okay. Go ahead, pale-faced reader.
It's okay. Let me roll back because I was told it's 5 minutes, so I had to play 5 minutes.
It's okay. Keep going until it reaches the where you stopped.
Yeah,
Okay?
I don't remember where I started.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. American reader. When I say pale face, it doesn't recognize it anymore.
So we'll start on slide 101.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Master. I was confused. I'm
Yeah,
only
me too.
responding to Paleface now.
Yeah, 103. And there's so many, there are only a few pale faces, let's face it.
(103).
103.
Tomorrow marks the day when our teaching host of Buddhism, the fundamental teacher Shakyamuni Buddha, attained enlightenment.
When is that? April, right? Continue.
Thus, Buddhists in every way place would celebrate the anniversary of his enlightenment. What is the purpose of this anniversary? Why do we commemorate it? The intent of this celebration is to inspire us, the later generations, to bring forth a resolve, to learn from Shakyamuni Buddha's great conduct, great aspirations, great spirit, great merit and virtues, and great accomplishments. We are all human beings, just like Shakyamuni Buddha was. Shakyamuni Buddha is an accomplished Buddha. We are non-accomplished Buddhas. We, as non-accomplished Buddhas, should learn from the accomplished Buddhas. Do not give up on yourself. Do not think that you cannot become a Buddha. As long as you are willing to bring forth the resolve, willing to cultivate and be diligent, you can also become a Buddha. Why haven't we attained Buddhahood now? It is because we have not seen through and let go of everything. This is why we have not attained self-mastery. On the day we celebrate the enlightenment of Shakyamuni Buddha, every Buddhist should, most importantly, make great vows. Bring forth great resolve for cultivation. Bring forth great resolve for accomplishments. Bring forth great resolve for compassion. Bring forth great resolve to benefit living beings. Bring forth resolve to always draw near the triple jewel. Bring forth resolve to always draw near a good knowing advisor. Therefore, all of us on this day should bring forth the Mahayana Bodhisattva mind, bring forth the great Bodhi mind, and establish the great vow power.
No, next. It's still going. Yes. I only recognize a few words here and there. So keep going. No, don't listen again. No, he's Taiwanese. Ignore him.
With your permission, Master?
Yes, you have permission.
Thank you. Shakyamuni Buddha already became a Buddha. We also must vow to become a Buddha. So, some have made vows to burn their body tomorrow. Not burn the entire body.
I didn't hear this. Well, that's too much. Okay, I think we can stop here. Thank you. Very good. Okay, let's go back to see it. I liked what I heard, but I think he said a lot more than I could understand. Okay, so he brought up the topic of Shakyamuni Buddha's the Enlightenment Day for the Buddha. What day is that? Anyone remembers? December 18th? Lunar calendar. Oh wow, thank you. So this is during the Chanchi. Okay, very good. So he became enlightened during December, lunar, the 12th month of the lunar calendar, and so he was. So this is where. So probably this happened in January, February or so. Okay. Our Western calendar. And so this is the day when they celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's Enlightenment Day. And it's a big deal for many Buddhist way places. We celebrate the anniversary of this enlightenment. And why do we celebrate it? Why do we commemorate it? Is to inspire us. The later generation to bring forth a resolve, he says. We're doing this for a purpose. It's for you to bring forth the big resolve. We learn from the Buddha's great conduct. He mentioned a lot of great. So the Buddha is about great conduct, aspirations, 精神, spirit, okay, great merit and virtue, and great accomplishments. So Buddha stands for great things that he accomplished, and therefore that's what he symbolizes. That's what he came to our world to do. And don't forget that we will be like him in the future, okay? Because we are future Buddhas, okay? And so don't forget who you are, and therefore don't sell yourself short. Do not lack belief in yourself, okay? And this is kind of the fundamental mistakes of the parents when they raise their children. Okay, and so this is I draw a parallel here between Master YongHua teaching his disciples with the parents teaching their children. Okay, you need to have the proper perspective. And so what makes a difference between the proper conduct, meaning that you need to bring forth the resolve. The resolve for what? The resolve to be, according to the Buddhists, the Buddha, but the way I put it is you resolve to better yourself continually. Don't be happy with what you have. You can be much better, and you will be much better. What it takes is for you to bring forth the resolve, and don't sell yourself short. Okay? Don't give up on yourself. Don't sell yourself short. You need to bring forth, you need to believe that you can accomplish what the Buddha accomplished. And in order to do that, you need to be willing to cultivate and to be vigorous. That's all it takes. You have to cultivate. No one can do it for you. And vigor, be diligence, is what the quintessential, it's the core Buddhist practice. Everything you do, be vigorous. Okay? Don't be lax. And that's the difference between worldly people versus people who have wisdom. People who have wisdom, like Master YongHua, is always diligent, always vigorous. He never was lax for a single moment. I don't think he ever took time to go to a restaurant to enjoy himself. Okay, and so and that's wisdom, by the way. We can joke and laugh about it, but it's like to them, it's automatic. You just do it. You just live and practice vigorously. And see, why haven't we attained Buddhahood now? Meaning it applies to him too. Why have I not attained Buddhahood yet? It's because we have not seen through kan po and fang xia. You cannot see through things, and you cannot let go of everything. This is one of the first things I learned from Master YongHua when I got into his circles, his world. Kan po, fang xia, he kept on stressing. Kan po is to see through. What does it mean, seeing through? Fang xia, you can see through, then you can drop it. Fang xia, you drop it so that it falls down. Okay, so the key is to see through. What are you seeing through? Anyone? What do you see through? You see through the marks, you see through the outside. If you can see through the exterior, the facades, the externals, the outside, then you can fang xia, you can drop it. That is the nature of wisdom. You have wisdom, and the function of wisdom is that when you turn on your light of wisdom, you shine upon things, you can see through. And then it makes it easier for you to drop it. It's so beautiful. I don't know why the Chinese don't explain it like that. It's called shedding. It's shedding the unnecessary, lightening the load. So many words you can call it, but the basis of it is wisdom. So that's why the Buddhists use the word, the light of wisdom. You shine your wisdom light upon a topic. How do you do that? This is Chanchi, hint, by contemplating it. Contemplation is looking at it. Keep looking at it and nothing else. You drop everything else. Okay? That's called contemplation. Contemplation is look at one thing at the exclusion of everything else. If you contemplate, okay, that means you use your light of wisdom that you already have, by the way. Depending on your level of your samadhi, your level of samadhi determines the strength of the light you're able to shed, either to shine upon your topic of observation or investigation. So don't say, when you contemplate, it's the same as the next person. Each one is different. But therein lies the need for you to keep improving. As you improve, your wisdom light gets stronger and brighter and more useful to you. We're talking about your life here. We're not talking about theory. So when you have a problem in life, okay, you need to kanpo. You have to see through it by using your wisdom of light. And in order to use your light of wisdom, not wisdom of light works too, the light of wisdom, you activate it by contemplation. It's not words, folks. It's a process. It's a way of life. It's called problem solving. Problem solving for worldly people is they dig and they assemble things and then they try to synthesize. Okay? We Buddhists, when we solve problems, okay, we do that. We assemble things, we do our research, we look at different angles as much as we can. And then finally, let me remind you, okay, we take a further step. Then we stop thinking. We sit down. Hopefully you're able to cross your legs in full lotus, okay? And then you contemplate the problem. I'm teach you about a problem-solving skill here for your life. You do research. Let me remind you. You research material, get online, read books, ask people. I don't care, okay? You research, you find out of the available information. And then you sit down and you stop thinking and you contemplate. You look at the problem. Look at the problem. Okay? That's all you do. And when you do that, what happens, your light, your light of wisdom naturally shines upon it. And that enables you to see through. Because what happens is that your sense organs are very attached. They're attached to sounds, it's attached to colors, attached to taste, attached to smell, and so forth, okay? And because of that, it is biased. So when you have all that, it's very confusing to us. If you use your brain is not good enough to be able to process all the information, unfortunately. And what happens to us is that we hang on to one aspect only. Oh, I like the smell. I like the look. Okay? That's what we do. So our judgment, our choices tend to be emotional. Most often than not. I remind you how you bought your last fur coat at Rodeo Drive. No, you don't shop at Rodeo Drive. You don't buy fur coats either. I'm trying to shock you. Okay? So when you make a decision in your life, remember, very often when you make a purchase decision, it's usually more often than not, 50% of the time, more than 50% of the time, is emotional decision because it's too confusing, too many aspects. Eventually, the decision is that I like it. I like the sound, I like the price, I like whatever. I like the salesman, and so forth. Okay? And so that's why worldly people, they get confused because too much information. Whereas what we do, we get all this information, and then we contemplate, we sit down, and do not jump to conclusions yet, especially important decisions in your life, okay? Don't jump to conclusions. You make sure that you contemplate, okay? Meaning that you cross your legs, you meditate, whatever, you bow, and then you focus on one thing. And when you do that, let me tell you, this is when you activate your light of wisdom. This is when you activate your Buddha nature. This is your secret. You have access to it, but you just have to learn to develop the skills to be able to utilize it. You all have it, but you don't know how to activate it. And that's why Chan training is very important. Every time you meditate, you're training to learn to activate your wisdom by contemplation. Look, it's one thing only. Okay? Don't think about anything else. We're not talking about reasoning, because, that's reasoning. We simply look. And when you do that, you stop thinking, okay? That's when you Buddha nature. You're real smarts. Sees the solution. It's beautiful. I've been meditating for a few decades, and that's why I do. Every time I have a big decision to make, okay, I usually meditate. I do not make a decision until after I meditate. And when you meditate, what the magic of it is that the solution comes to you when you're not thinking. Because you're able, your Buddha nature is able to incorporate all aspects of the research you made earlier, and it's not based on emotions anymore. Based on attachments anymore. Okay? You're a scientist, you insist on facts, right, Professor? Facts. What are the facts? What data you have? Okay? That's an attachment to data, isn't it? For men like us, attachment to emotions. Right? For women, it's logic. Okay? And so you see, we have our attachment, our preferred style. And what happened is that because of that, we're biased. Scientists are biased by facts. Men are biased by emotions. And so forth, right? So that's why you don't allow that to color your decision. Okay? You meditate. And the solution comes, I like this. This is what I'm going to do. And you do it. You understand the process, you do it often enough, because I meditate every single day, so it comes naturally. Okay? Yeah. Yes, sir. Number 6.
Thank you, Master. How to do it practically? Do we repeat a sentence with our conscious mind, or a question, or a word?
One thought only. What thought? Let's say you bow to the Buddha. If you cannot meditate, you bow to the Buddha. Namo Emitofuo. Namo Shakmuni Buddha. Namo Wanchi in Pusa. Namo Master YongHua. No. Excuse me, slip of a tongue. Namo, whatever. Okay? And so, single-minded, that's what you want for. When you do that, it's a very good question, by the way. And you do that, okay, the problem is bugging you, comes to the fore. You don't have to look at the problem. So the Hoa Tou, for example, the Korean, hello Korean. The Korean, they look at the Hoa Tou because they said, this problem, okay? That's an artificial way to activate that process, but it's very slow. rather slow. We do it better. We don't care about even looking at the Huatou. We don't care. As long as you become single-minded, this is a secret. Shh, don't tell anyone. Not in Vietnam, okay? Okay. When you become single-minded, the biggest problem that bothers you, you find a solution. You said, here's what happened. Oh my God, you don't get this? It's so obvious. Okay, when you become single-minded, okay, really you think of one thing only. What happens is your wisdom light shines upon it. It's activated, okay? Okay, and there's in your mind, in your consciousness, there's something that bothers you, meaning the big decision. And that gets shined upon. That's why, see that? You shine a light upon that by looking at Amitabha Buddha statue only, or reciting Wanyi's name only, or bowing to Master YongHua only. Okay? You become single-minded. Because of that, the wisdom light shines. You activate it, and then this happens to be very close after that, because this bothers you. The problem bothers you, and it shines upon it. That's see-through. You see through all the external things. Am I making sense to you? You're seeing through the outside. Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. And does it happen during the meditation or right afterwards, or how?
This guy asked a good question. How come you didn't come sooner? You spend your time learning to be a professor. You could have learned this so much younger. You too. Better late than never. Okay? No, I'm kidding. Okay. I'm teaching you to do it by developing the skills to become single-minded by crossing your legs. But once you have that, okay, you can do it while crossing your legs, while walking, while whatever. Anyway.
Is that the same that happens when you have a big problem?
You want to write down a list of all the questions you can
something like a mathematical problem that you have been going through day and day, and you don't come to the solution, and you stop thinking, and then suddenly, one day, without thinking of it, it comes to you.
It pops up. It could be like driving. I say, because when you become single-minded like this, it could happen anytime. When you become single-minded, doesn't matter how. You could be meditating, you could be driving, you could be listening to music, you could be whatever you're doing. You become single-minded, the light of wisdom shines upon it because it bothers you. It's so cool. Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay? It could happen to anyone. Okay? And that's why this is the Chinese wisdom, see through, meaning you see through. You see through all the confusion that surrounds your problem. Okay? It's beautiful. You see through all the obstructions, all the distractions, all your attachments, all your propensities, all your preferences, all your weaknesses. Okay? That's problem solving. But what he's also talking about here is a step up. Okay? This refers to, let me describe it for you. This refers to when you practice meditation, you see through here, meaning that you see emptiness. You see through this. So this is empty to you. It cannot stop you. You see through it. So that's why you see emptiness. This is empty. You're empty. He's empty. And so forth. Okay? And because it's empty, you can drop. You no longer are attached. That's how you can let go, because it's empty. Okay? And when that happens, okay, then your wisdom is activated. So that's why the Chan training is so important, let me tell you. So important in life. You have to learn Chan. You have to practice Chan every day because it enhances your quality of life. I can't stress it enough. You have to meditate every day. And when you're driving, listen to the Dharma. Sutras, mantras, I don't care. Don't waste your time. It's beautiful. Questions? Oh yeah, DTT question.
질문은 아니고 제가 했던 방금 설명하신 부분에 대한 제 경험이 있어서 그걸 나누려고 하는 거고요. 현보스님 한번 끊을까 아니면 어떻게 할까요?
This is not a question. I want to share my experiences.
Sure, we'd love to hear your experiences.
마스터께서 말씀하신 대로 운전할 때 약사연보를 틀어놓고 하는 게 굉장히 차 사고 예방이라든지 이유 없이 갑자기 새벽 예보를 가려고 하는데 이유 없이 차가 멈추는 경우가 많았어요. 저 같은 경우는. 그러니까 보산사 가까이에 살지만 새벽 예보를 가는데 그냥 이유 없이 차가 섰는데 약사요례를 3번 했더니 차가 움직이기 시작했고요.
So when I'm driving, I'm told to do recite Medicine Master Buddha, and it helps with the car accident. And when I try to go to JMT morning ceremony, often my car stopped. I live near JMT, but still often my car stops. So I recited Medicine Master Buddha 3 times, and then car would go again.
Seriously? Wait. I like it. That's a neat trick. Your car stopped and then you recite the Buddha's name and started again?
네, 맞습니다. 그러니까 저희 집에서 보산사까지 차로 한 2, 3분밖에 안
How often does
걸리는데
it happen?
마스터지가 한국을 떠나시고 노스님이 오시는 그 공백기에 2, 3번 정도 특히 이제 비가 오거나 안개가 심한 날 그런 일이 있었습니다.
So after Master Z left Korea, before Venerable XC
Wait. Is it the X3M that you drive? Or no, it's the BMW, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Wait. I'm not done yet. And your apartment is like 100 yards from 10 meters from JMT, and you drove. I'm trying to understand here the mise en scène, the situation, the sit report. As my CO6 people refer to. Okay, so you live about 10 meters from GMT. In the morning, in the snow, you hop on your BMW X3M, which costs a ton of money in Korea. It's an M. Let me tell you, it's a beautiful car. And then you drove to JMT within that short distance there, you managed to recite Medicine Master Buddha's name, and the car stopped. Yes? Yeah?
그러니까 다른 때는 다 멀쩡한데 새벽 예불 가기 전에 좀 장애가 많은 거예요. 그러니까 정말 이유 없이 차가 서고 그러니까 이유 없이 차가 섰기 때문에 그냥 약사열에 3번 하니까 또 차가 다시 움직여서 새벽 예불을 갔고 그랬던 경험이 있습니다.
She has a way of making it so more juicy then.
So she lives in the apartment far from JMT. Only takes 2 or 3 minutes from JMT, and it's the
It's
period
that far.
is
That's very
between-
far.
Yes, and the period is between after Master Z left Korea and before Master C comes to Korea, and it happened 2 or 3 times, and it's always. Normally it's very okay, but only just before she goes to morning ceremony, there's an obstruction. The car stops with no reason, so she recites Medicine Master Buddha for 2-3 times, and the car would go again.
And wait. This is fascinating. Did you ever fix the car? Or you only rely on Medicine Master Buddha's name? You didn't fix the car.
맙석에서 법문에
No,
아니,
yes
차
would
붙지
suffer.
않고
Don't make excuses.
차는 너무 정상적이에요.
It's not his fault.
My
she
car
says.
is perfectly normal.
그래서 여기서 제가 어떤 교훈을 얻었냐면 마서지께서 한국에 계실 때 정말 큰 희생과 보호가 있으셨구나. 그리고 새벽 예불 가는 게 정말 엄청난 큰 이득이 있기 때문에 이렇게 이유 없는 장애가 생기는구나라는 교훈을 얻었었어요.
So my lesson here is when Master Z stayed in Korea, there was many sacrifice, and me going to morning ceremony has a good profit. What do you say? Benefit.
그래서 이제 그 경험을 나누고 싶었고, 그다음에 고속도로에서도 이유 없이 옆에 차선에 차가 갑자기 저희 차에 돌진할 때도 약사열애를 순간 제가 조수석에 앉아 있는데 볼륨을 크게 틀면 그 차가 갑자기 정신을 차리고 제자리로 차선을 변경하는 일이 정말 한두 번이 아니라서 이건 정말 맞서고 말씀하신 대로 운전을 하거나 교통수단을 이용할 때 약사열애께서 약사열애의 가호를 제가 많이 받은 것 같고요.
So I wanted to share this.
Thank you
And
very
then
much.
and also when I was driving in the highway, when some car suddenly comes in front of our car, then I'm sitting next to the driver, and I was playing Medicine Master Buddha mantra. And when I volume up the mantra, then they would suddenly go back to their places. So I really recognize that when we are driving or taking public transportation, then Medicine Master Buddha are really taking after us, taking care.
근데 현보수님 약간 저는 완전 채식을 하지 않기 때문에 약사 만트라를 하지 않고 약사 연부를 하고 있고요. 저희 차로 갑자기 돌진하는 차가 예사 차가 아니라는 게 그 차를 딱 놀라서 옆을 유리창을 통해서 보면 그 차가 굉장히 그 차를 둘러싼 검정색 아우라를 좀 몇 번 봤었거든요. 그래서 제가 이 경험을 나누고 싶었고요.
So I'm not fully vegetarian, so it wasn't a mantra, it was a recitation of a Buddha recitation. And when I see other cars running, trying to run over us, it's not just the car. When I see those cars, it's there with the black cloudiness. I can see the black cloudiness around those cars.
그리고 이제 마지막으로 또 제가 부동산 계약을 사기꾼한테 속여서 좀 집 한 채를 좀 한번 잃어볼 뻔했는데 그때 사기꾼하고 계약을 할 때 조용히 약사연부를 이렇게 그 백그라운드 뮤직으로 깔아놓고 계약을 했었는데 너무 일이 기적처럼 반전이 돼가지고 사기꾼한테 사기를 당하지 않고 집을 지켰던 그런 일화도 있어요.
And also when I was contracting my house, I was almost scammed and I lost one of my house. And when I was doing a contract, I secretly played medicine master Buddha recitation, and then I managed to not get a scam, and I protected my house.
Get what?
마지막으로
Scammed?
뭐
It's like
She almost got scammed, but she managed to not to get scammed.
You remember that when we hire subcontractors. Please. So the lesson she's sharing is that when you hire a subcontractor, you have to recite Medicine Master Buddha's name. Yes.
아니 진짜 정말 이게 마스터 농담이 아니고 진짜
Like the
큰일 날
last
뻔한 건데 그게 일이 막 그런 서류 정리라든지 그런 공증이나 이런 게 너무 기적처럼 막 하루 만에 다 해결이 돼가지고 그 컨설팅 비용이라든지 집을 지킬 수 있었어요. 정말 너무 신기했고 조금 더 있어요. 네.
This is not a joke. It was really a big deal. There was a lot of paperwork, and magically everything just got solved in one day. So I could save consulting fees and my houses, and I have more.
그리고 마지막으로 뭐 마스터한테 아부성 발언이 아니라 뭔가 일을 처리하거나 복잡해가지고 막 뭐 이것저것 해보고 다 안 될 때 그냥 마스터 영화하면 바로 해결이 됐었어요. 네, 이거는 정말 그냥 제 경험을 나누고 싶었습니다.
He said, don't recite Master YongHua's name. No need to translate. Okay, thank you for sharing with us. Go translate anyway.
아니, 한 번씩 해줘야 돼요. 되게 중요한 거예요.
So this is not a compliment to Master YongHua, but when
I know it is something.
when I try to get things done and it's not being resolved, I always call Master YongHua and it suddenly resolves.
근데 이게 너무 신기한 게 아니 진짜인데 이게 진짜예요.
Seriously, this is true.
이건 진짜 아부가 아니라 진짜 너무 신기해가지고 저도 그러니까 막 복잡해서 약사연부를 하다가 뭐 이게 다 안 되는데 영화 스님 도와주세요라고 마스터 헬프미 하면 바로 해결됐어요. 진짜 너무 신기해요.
Seriously, I'm not trying to flatter you. It's just when I can't
I'm not
resolve
flattered.
problems.
Yeah. But do come to DTT more often. Thank you for sharing your experience. Just between us, X3M is not meant to drive at 1 kilometer. It's driven at 200 kilometers per hour. Okay? Otherwise, it breaks down. If you want to drive 1 kilometer per hour, get a Kia. Isn't that fascinating? Today we talked about Medicine Master Buddha. The responses. Yes, all these manifestations is interesting. Thank you, Jumi, for sharing your cute story, your responses. Everyone, this is so helpful because it reinforces, helps us believe more and take advantage of it. YouTube question.
Thank you, Master. We have a YouTube question from Lyle. Also, we are sincerely grateful to our YouTube audience to join us this evening. If you find this lecture helpful, consider liking and subscribing. Lyle says, Emitofuo Master, first, we only gather the information we need and only focus on something like Buddha's name, not the problem. Stop thinking, then the solution comes up. So we don't look at the problems directly when we contemplate. Do I understand your explanation right? Thank you.
That's correct. Because what I'm teaching you is you can activate your inner wisdom while meditating, or when you learn to become single-minded, which will happen when you're walking, when you are doing things in your daily lives. So you don't need necessarily have to cross your legs once you develop the skills. Okay? That's correct. Try it and you see, and you get better and better and better. I'm sharing you my experience because that's what I do after 30 years of practicing Chan. I find it to be extremely useful. I never make a decision until I meditate. And when I meditate, the solution comes. Then I make a move. I don't do anything until after I meditate. Okay? Because you can see through all your attachments, all your prejudices, and you can let go of them. That's when the solution is better. And that's how you apply this principle here. You see through here, meaning you let go, you see through, and you see the emptiness, okay, that your attachments are nonsense, and that's how you're able to let go of things that are hindering your Buddha nature wisdom. That's when you come up with a better solution, better decisions. It's so cool. Anyone can do it. Depending on your level, it naturally occurs. Okay? And that's why we urge you to practice Chan every day so that your skills, you become more and more skillful. Like Jumi there. Every time she drives anywhere, whether she drives or someone else drives, she believes in reciting Medicine Master Buddha's name. And all these things naturally happens. Okay? That's why I believe Mahayana is so fundamental to your daily life. Okay? That's why we aim to share with everyone. Because we're all better off. Instead of making emotional decisions, like someone came in and killed your people, and you got upset, and you go back and kill everyone else. That's an emotional decision. Revenge is an emotional decision. You don't want to do that. There's no wisdom there. You get in trouble. All right? And self-mastery and so forth, and on enlightenment, he says, so very important. He's teaching us about making great vows. You can look at great vows as thinking big. You have to think bigger, and even bigger, and bigger. This is so important because you are the one who are restraining yourself. You said, that's enough. This is when I first started. I said, after I got momentum, practicing Chan by myself, Chan Chi by myself, I said, I must have a vow, must have a goal. So I make a vow. I say, I will want to get to fourth stage Arhat. because that's what we're supposed to do as a monk, as a nun. And then I got the fourth stage aha. I said, what do I do with my life now? I retire or what? I can't retire, I'm too poor. So I said, let's keep going. So my next goal, I can't tell you this monk's name, but I'm going to reach that monk's name level. And then after a while, I said, so now what? And so that's why I know it's a funny example, but then let me tell you, when you set a goal, okay, when it's too low, you stop yourself. You don't think further, you don't go higher. Okay? So the great vows here is an antidote to your stopping yourself. You have to go much bigger than you need to dare think bigger. Because when it's rational, you actually are stopping yourself. Bring forth the resolve for cultivation. Okay? I explained to you the way the Chinese say that you should resolve to cultivate. Let me tell you, it's very abstract. We cultivate, the Chinese cultivate because it's beneficial for their daily lives. It's not something like cultivation, like you shave your head and you go to the temple every day. No, the minor cultivation here is you do it because you see the results. Like Jumi there, she says, I recite the Medicine Master Buddha's name constantly because I see great benefits for myself. Even though I saw so little, it is so impressive. And so the great result for cultivation to the Chinese, the way the Chinese taught it, is so like a aspirational, like an ideal. To me, it's very practical for our day and age, for our daily lives, because cultivation, whatever you do there, you do with the Dharma, reciting Buddha's name, listening to the Dharma on your car there, okay, when driving there, when you have a moment there, and so forth, okay? That is very beneficial for you. So beneficial. Even those very short, intervals of doing that, that is cultivation. That is very beneficial. Listen, in the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha says, just recite, one in Bodhisattva says, just recite my name and you generate, oodles of blessings once. And this lady there at DTT from Korea, she recites Medicine Master Buddha's name constantly. She's generating, inconceivable blessings for herself. Just for her to use some of that to fix her X3M, it's nothing. She has a lot to spare. Okay? And cultivation has a goal. You accomplish things. This is what I feel is lacking in the young people nowadays. You don't dare to look at big accomplishments because you think it's like someone else. I'm just an ordinary Joe. No, you need to want to do important things in your lives. That's why yesterday I wanted to share with all of you. We need to teach our children to look for aspirations. Hear stories of great men, great heroes, because it gives you the desire, the aspirations for big accomplishments, for meaning in your life, that your life is meaningful, that you can make a difference with your life. It's not simply just to live, because you the Buddha, the future Buddha in you is waiting to get out and do things. Believe in yourself, invest in yourself. You're capable of big things. Okay? Bigger things. Okay? Much bigger things. Don't sell yourself short. I'm too old, I'm too yellow, I'm too white, I'm too woman, I'm too manly. Okay? And this is what I like. Okay? And once you get going, this is so important. This is what Master YongHua failed to stress for his disciples. That's why I'm stressing it for you. When you want to go into the stratosphere, way, way up there, okay, the requirement is compassion. You cannot go up there without compassion. It's impossible. This is where my master failed to stress to his disciples. And that's why I learned from watching him and them that without cultivating, nurturing your compassion, your achievements will be very, very small. Okay? Be more compassionate and more compassion, more compassionate. It tickles me pink when people are trying to help more and more and more people. And these are the people who keep on consistently improving, 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 improving. I witnessed it the last 10 years when I started to emphasize more and more on the kindness and compassion. Okay? This is Mahayana stuff, baby. It's not right and wrong. It's compassion. Okay? When I see you suffering. That's why I don't say anything. I have compassion. I practice compassion. Not because I'm afraid of you. Okay? And all that, okay, is driven by their burning desire to benefit all others. That's the Vinaya, folks. Fundamentally, Buddha teaches what? I vow to do no evil. What's that famous black guy's movie director? You guys don't watch movies ago. You are the most boring Buddhist disciples I know. The one in New York, Knicks fan. Big eyeglasses. Boys in... Come on, people. Hey, paleface. Wei Mountain, go ahead.
Thank you, Master. You would be referring to Spike Lee.
Yes, thank you. Oh, you are a godsend. Spike Lee, he says, do no evil. Okay? Do no evil. That's fundamental. When you know it's an evil thing to do, stop. That's all. When you know you're about to do something bad, to hurt someone, to harm someone, to kill someone, no matter how wrong they are, you stop yourself. That's it. You don't need any reason. Because you're about to hurt someone, you stop. It's not about them being wrong anymore, but you just don't do it. Okay? Unless you're an emperor. Okay? Okay, like Mr. Trump, he's exempt. Right, Yung? Okay. So you stop, okay? And that's do no evil. Okay? I shall do all good. Okay? Meaning that we do good things only. Actually, this is in a way that is superfluous, because if you stop evil, then what's left is your Buddha nature, which is good. So now the Buddha nature is at work. When you don't do evil, it's your Buddha nature that's doing good. So actually the second thing, I will do all good, is basically a given. Naturally, you need to stop the evil, then what you do is good naturally. Is that clear? It's so imperative for you, for all of us, to remind ourselves to stop doing evil. Evil, don't hurt, don't harm. Doesn't matter. Don't kill a demon. Don't harm anyone who's bad. Okay? All right? It could be so wrong. It could be an axe murderer. Could be never mind. Putain, and so forth. Okay? You don't harm people. You don't harm anyone, because that's evil. Okay? Now, then you don't do that. Then whatever you do is good. So it's a reminder. Do no evil, do all good, that's what your Buddha nature right here, in action. When you don't do evil, then the rest is your Buddha nature. Okay? In action. And finally, number 3, help all living beings. Help everyone. Do not discriminate. You could be killing our children. We still don't kill them. Okay? No revenge. Because that's evil. When you do evil, you don't win. You always lose. All right? And we save all living beings. We help all living beings. All right? And this is Buddhist foundation. That's why I want you to eventually stop thinking only helping Vietnamese, helping Korean, white people, black people, and so forth. Everyone. We don't discriminate anymore. Okay? To always draw near the triple jewel. Again, draw near the good note advisor. Okay, all right. It's not harder to do than you think. You have a lot of obstruction, like Jumi, when she only 1 meter away, 10 meters away from a temple, her car doesn't work. You see, not easy at all. Okay, I think that's where we are, aren't we? Okay, it doesn't matter. They cannot tell the Chinese anyway.
Master, you stop at 123.
We did? Okay. And Mahayana Bodhisattva mind. Thank you. I'm impressed. You have no food to eat for day 7 already. Yeah? And you still remember. Mahayana Bodhisattva mind, okay, bring forth the body and the body mind, and the great vow power. And so we vow to become a Buddha, of course. You will all become a Buddha. So I'm not worried about that, okay? And what? Burn the body? How do we get here? Okay, tomorrow you can burn your body. But lucky for you, tomorrow we're going to have sutra lecture. It's Friday night here in the US. Okay, everyone, we come back to this next Monday. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for coming.